Hearthstone's latest set, Cataclysm, has been revealed, which means Blizzard has given out everyone a free legendary to try out now. Presenting Blackhorn Priest. This is centered around this card right here that has the battle cry, destroy all cards that cost 2 or less in both players' hands and deck. You might be wondering, for 7 mana, how are we going to cheat this out quickly? Well, Priest has access to Parrot Sanctuary and Bird Watching to both search for the card and discount it so we can slam it down on like turn 4 or 5, depending on how lucky we are. But you might also be wondering, well, then we destroy all of our low-cost cards ourselves. How are we going to make up for the fact that we destroyed a third of our deck? Well, we have access to the Imbue hero power of Priest that gives us infinite resources as long as the game goes on. And then, depending on what matchup we're facing, you can even get rid of some very key win conditions in things like Protoss, Mage, or you can even destroy a Colossus if you time Blackhorn well enough. But if the Blackhorn isn't enough to finish off the game or make your opponent rage, you also have access to the Aviana package, which will allow you to OTK your opponent quite easily after 3 turns, making it where you can use Champions of Azeroth to get Valen or Internitus in order to do a bunch of damage to your opponent's face. Now, for the long guide of the list, first thing to watch out for is going to be Elise. Then you're going to be looking for Parrot Sanctuary and Bird Watching. Outside of that, any early game removal tools or cards that draw you into other cards are great to keep too. With all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, Demon Hunter. I'm curious of which version of Demon Hunter this is. If it's Broxigar, we're going to have a real fun time. Ooh, Elise is good. The other two we probably want to get rid of. Green Wing is something that, honestly speaking, we might want to cut more minions out of the list just so we can have more consistent access with Bird Watching into Blackhorn. We'll see. This is the first game into testing, so we'll figure out how this goes. If there's any differences between the beginning of the video and this game, just go with what's at the beginning of the video and don't worry about it. If I make any changes ever when it comes to a deck, it's usually because the changes make the deck better. Sometimes it makes the deck worse, but it's funnier. It depends. Most of the time, it's because it makes it better. Okay, Messenger isn't a bad card to get here. Let's grab shield here, go face. Stinger. Okay. We'll probably slam down Elise here next turn. See what we can actually get. Okay, 5 cost is usually always the gets here, or choice. Nesting Grounds, and then Lava Stream. Okay. Elise of their own. We'll probably get rid of the Elise over the little bugs, just because if it is the Broxigar list, theoretically they could bounce back the Elise next turn if they really felt like it. I know most people probably wouldn't do that in that deck, but I'm always paranoid about stuff like that. Speaking of bouncing stuff back, I am going to be really sad when people rotates. Run, Discover, and summon a few more. We have AoE in hand. Actually, we have Priestess in hand, which is probably going to be the better option here. Or they're just going to trade. But yeah, we probably are... Okay, yeah, we'll definitely slam down Priestess next turn. Would be kind of funny if we could have randomly got the zero cost spell, but oh, speaking of it, I don't really feel like it. I want the additional copy here, and we could bounce back the priestess next turn. If we don't get rid of their minions, they can't play any new minions. That big brain play, right? Harvest. Too bad they can't get any advantage off of that, right? Okay, what's the top deck? Bird watching. Interesting. Okay, bird watching. Oh, don't mind if I do. We got our combo card. Sure, free Holy Nova. Get rid of the board. That feels pretty nice. Okay. How many cards can we destroy with a single Blackhorn in this matchup in particular? We aren't at an HP pool where I think they can OTK us. So we'll just slam this down. How much of their hand is going bye-bye? That's such a beautiful animation, by the way. Oh, their hand didn't really disappear. Their deck did. There's Cliff Dive. They got pretty unlucky there. Too bad Return Policy is a 3-mana card. Dorian doesn't really do what I need to do. We'll slam down Aviana to get this in rotation. Get rid of the majority of the minions. We do kind of have to be worrisome of an Inquisitor, truth be told. Okay, I'm assuming trade into... Wait, is that enough damage on board to be able to trade into the Aviana here? No, right? Okay, 2 turns to go. I can afford to trade. Then, do we put down the Zeliax, or do I just see what we get from our hero power? I think we just see what we get from the hero power. Might as well heal a little bit, draw in our card. That's fine for later. We're at 16. Bob would be a pretty good top deck. You don't have many cards left in the deck. So. That isn't Bob, but that... Oh! That did not work how I wanted it to work. I thought I was just going to instantly cast it. That's my bad. Can get... Sure. We'll be fine for another turn. As long as we get one more turn, we're good. I'm actually trading. It's okay with me. They're 1 damage off. Oh, wait. No, they're not 1. Okay, good. Well, I mean, we can heal. Feels pretty good just to be able to heal like this. I just need some space in our hand. But yeah, we definitely are going to be getting rid of some of the unnecessary minions. Oh, that's pretty nice. What a hot way to finish this game. If we time this well enough, we might be able to get rid of our opponent's Colossus. If it's... It probably is Protoss, right? I haven't seen... Actually, I'm like, I haven't seen another type of Mage list in a long time. But I did see Imbue Mage, like, 2 days ago. And I was also playing a different style of Mage list last week, so... Having Blackhorn in the opener is pretty nice. It's probably T, right? I could also see for all time, but I don't think they're going to have that many minions, so... Basically, we have to just bait our opponent into using their location 3 times.
I cannot.
Going into the location. Perfect. But yeah, this is one of the matchups where maybe rushing out, because we're not running too many minions, so it's not like they have a lot of ways to use a bunch of the Protoss spells, so we can get away with doing stuff like this. I think I want the Raptors, but I think in this matchup, maybe the Discover spell would have been a little bit better. Okay, Chalice. Doesn't matter how much armor you gain there, bud. Perfect, perfect. Okay. We basically are just going to wait to slam down Blackhorn until they use all 3 durability on their location. Pyroblast. Number 2. Sanctuary, heal. I think right now, the maximum amount of damage that they have... Here's the predicament. We can either... Actually, never mind. We probably just slam down Aviana the next turn. Slam down Black. Gotta bait them into using that last charge on the weapon. There's Chalice. Yes! Perfect. This should get rid of the Colossus. They are discounted down to 2 mana. So say goodbye to your win condition. Oh, and most of your hand. GG. Now, if this is Cycle Rogue, we have a funny opportunity, but if this is Imbue, probably not. I was thinking about doing Maestra Rogue, since Maestra did get buffed up to 2 mana. I was playing it, I was like, this is legitimately just the same deck that I uploaded like a month or 2 ago. But with Maestra at 2 mana, I was like, meh. So, we're probably going to do a Kara Warlock list. I think will be the next one on the channel. The upload days are going to be a little bit wonky this week. Just because I'm doing this as a bonus video, I guess. Just because I want to rush this one out before other people discover the toxicity of Blackhorn, you know? It is Imbue, which makes me a little bit more worrisome. I'm going to use Thrive. I don't want to grab T, because we can use 2 Ts to get rid of that next turn if we really need to.
By petal and thorn.
Let's see another bronze. That's the other thing. Like, the reason why I wanted to do this in Priest was because I was like, oh, Priest, you have a way to bypass the negative downside of getting rid of all your low-cost cards. And then, turns out, while technically true, Rogue theoretically could do that just as good, if not better. Just because their Imbue hero power is a little bit better than the Priest one. But the added benefit here is we're doing something with champions before it rotates. And I've been wanting to do an Aviana Priest list, and I think someone requested a Aviana Priest list, so here we are. But yeah, I would be amazed. I don't think this card is designed well. I think Blackhorn probably needs to see a nerf. Maybe not. I just think people will complain about it being very, very, very toxic. I don't think the card is the strongest because there are certain matchups where it just doesn't matter, but I do think its toxicity level is enough to warrant like a nerf. Also, after rotation, when like a lot of the classes are going to be missing a decent 7 drop for release, I could easily see it being just the default 7 that people run. Yeah, there's quite a few classes that are probably not going to be running a lease anymore because they don't have a good option for some of the higher cost cards. Especially with Wisp rotating, which is weird to say. Like Wisp and Ceaseless Expanse make it a little bit harder to pull off correctly. Oh, that's actually a pretty nice top deck. Not going to use it this turn, but okay, we can pop that. We can discount everything. We probably want to use the Hot Coals and T next turn and then slam down Blackhorn. Go from there. They have a lot of cards in their deck. I wonder... We're going to eat up a lot of them.
I'll blast you out of orbit. Who could put a price on such powerful artifacts?
Okay. So if we use this to discount, pop one there, slam the Hot Coals, gets rid of everything except for, well, actually, I guess it doesn't get rid of everything. Use one to get rid of that, and then we slam down our new minion. Say goodbye to your hand, to your deck. How many cards? That's my one go. Oh, that was a big... Oh, wow. That was a lot more cards than I was expecting. Zephyrs. Back in Soul. Gets rid of that. Well, we can do Aviana. It doesn't really matter what else we do here. Then we discover a random spell. I'll take T. That gets rid of both of them. I get it. Also gets rid of 4 out of the 6 armor that we just gained, but it helps. Quality, sure. Are you gonna trade your face in? Oh, nope, okay. Oh, maybe. You are, wow. Down to 15. It's champions number 2. Fate to grab a death roll? Oh, Eudora's funny. I don't know if we'll manage to use Eudora here. We have a... Well, we still have one more Fate. We got Death Roll, and I think one other Hunter card. So we might actually be able to do it. Would be hilarious. Okay, Shelter Seal. Oh, actually, Shelter Seal could enable it. What I mean by Shelter Seal enabling it is because we can bounce back a like lower cost minion. Pop this. Draw some cards, see what we can grab. Come on, to the ghoul. I would prefer to win actually with the random RNG off of Eudora because I just think that would be hilarious. Okay. I don't know if I would want to draw through my deck if I was them.
One person's treasure is my treasure. Well done.
Okay, there's Death Roll number 2. Let's get rid of their Eudora. Draw some cards. Okay.
Bring guidance. Bring guidance.
Let's see what we randomly get here. Come on, to the ghoul. And we actually might be able to just get enough spells where this won't matter. We can bounce this back for now. We still have one more Fate in the deck, which is why I don't mind not using it here.
It's time.
And voila! Here's 2 random 6 costs. And then let's eat something good! Hess is pretty... Man, this guy has been through some stuff. First, they got all their, or like 80% of their deck just evaporated out of nothing. Then probably the one card that they were waiting on to win out the game with got eaten by a random RNG ham. Feels awful to be them.
You want to read a book? I want to read a book.
Okay, Sage. Give me... Well, we're not going to be able to get the Eudora online next turn, are we? Oh, wait! No, we will be able to. Because champions give us other class cards. I didn't even think about that. Grabbing shield. Does this count? No, it does not. That's a shame. Just want to slam down all these, see what we can get. Oh. Slam this down, get our card. Anything good? Pure Cold's really funny. Book of the Dead is just game. Oh. One off, and then this is game. Good old fatigue. Alright, now we're through the game, so let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, how did this deck perform? Well, I ended up with a 50% win rate across the 20 games I ended up playing with the deck, though there are some changes in between the games shown in the video and this final version. The final version, I ended up cutting out a lot more of the unnecessary minions, so we'd have more consistent access to Blackhorn off of our bird watching, and that made the deck feel way stronger than previously. Overall, if you're looking for a deck to use Blackhorn in, this is going to be a card that a lot of people are going to be asking for nerfs. It is very, 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 very toxic, and this is probably one of the better homes for it. But before we end the video, a special thanks to our channel members of Daniel Nascimento and Ruben. If you want to help out the channel a little bit more, you can always join one of the 3 membership tiers. But if you can't afford to do that, there's always leaving a like, commenting, subscribing if you haven't already, turn on the notification button if you are, or using the new hype button. But until next time, bye-bye.